You use this term in the dating term. I had to circle the block. Nelly and Ashanti circled the block. Jennifer and Ben Affleck circled the block. Well, it looks like America has circled the block because 45 has now become 47, which we pray it does not become a divisive or divisive type of multiplication. But we understand that in certain communities, we're going to have to add up our coins. So a lot of people say that he was better for the economy. A lot of people say that he's the best option between him and Kamala Harris. I didn't agree, but guess what? This is a diplomacy. This is not a dictatorship-ran country, so I'm told. But hopefully, all the things that was said about Donald Trump that Maga supporters say is not true, such as they say Trump is for everyone. He's for inclusion, not separation. Let's prove that, Maga supporters. Let's prove that. What are you saying, DL? Because it has come forth that some mega knucklehead, whether they are sitting up as a group sending out random texts, if they have created an AI-generated text machine, here's what we do know. Texts are going out, and they're only going out to black and brown folk about please report to a plantation. They've given the people that are receiving these texts a slave number, even telling them that they've set up transportation as a brown van is to come to their home, pick them up with some black house, the black mega supporters. I'm just saying, we ain't saying that Donald Trump and the mega supporters are racist, but this show sound awful racist that they're saying that the black people that are mega supporters are going to be the black people that were like the Africans that led other Africans to the slave ship so that they could come get on that boat to America. So this set of mega supporters that happen to be black are going to lead other black people to a van. You're going to get in the van. They're going to strip you down. They're going to put you in slave codes. They're going to give you a slave code. They're going to give you a slave number. They're going to take you to a slave plantation, and you're going to go pick cotton. And so that you understand that you don't have a choice, they even said they were going to put belt to anus. But, of course, I don't see how anyone could get racism out of that. Tammy, I don't want them to take my word for it. This is what I want them to do.
Dang, DL.
I want them to watch the report. Now, I want to say, y'all, we're going to get back to this is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Here we go.
A plantation to send us back to a plantation. It's uncalled for.
A racist text message detailing plantations and picking cotton sent to Renee Glenn Bryant and her granddaughter in Detroit. Each was personalized with their names.
You have been chosen to pick cotton at your nearest plantation. Be ready at 10 a.m. with all of your personal items and possessions because you will never see them again.
Just a community away, Chisa Strickland of Lincoln Park receiving a similar text.
Our executive slaves will come get you in a brown van. Be prepared to be searched down once you enter the plantation. You're in Plantation Group D.
Executive slaves, cotton fields, plantations. I'm pretty sure they're directing this to a certain demographic of people.
Blacks.
People like me. I hate it. I hate it.
These texts sent nationally in Ohio, D.C., Alabama, and right here in Michigan.
Now, when you saw that you weren't the only one, I mean, what went through your mind?
More fear, nervousness. You know, I didn't know what to expect. I wanted to know where it's coming from. That's what alarms me. Like, do these people know where I live? Who are you? You know? Do you know where I live? How do I look? How did you know I was black?
The messages slightly different on details. The phone numbers spoofed to look local. The elephant in the room, these racially charged texts arriving shortly after the election.
I was pissed, to be honest, because I'm thinking that we already have this racial tension going on. This whole election has brought out different feelings in everybody. But to make it a plantation and make it look racial, then I'm pissed because I'm 68 years old. I mean, I've gone through and seen things, and my parents have seen things, and the last thing you want is something like this to happen.
Renee says if you received a text like this one, know that you are not alone.
This is going to show you now what we need to be aware of. Now you need to be more cautious. Now you need to look around and see what's actually going on. It's a shame that we've stepped back.
In Detroit, Scott Walchek, Fox 2 News.
Well, there you go. Thanks to Fox 2 News and Scott Walchek. But man, there you go, Tammy. Executive blacks, house Negroes. That was a modern term for house Negroes. Executive black. Now, for all of you black folks that voted for Donald Trump and that said Donald Trump was the choice, I want y'all to put in the comment, if you voted for Donald Trump, how does it make you feel for white Maga Donald Trump supporters to classify you as executive Negroes, knowing that they're calling you house Negroes? And if you are a mega Donald Trump supporter, or if you voted for Donald Trump and you're white, put in the comments, how does this really make you feel? And when will somebody step up and say, hey, y'all, from the red hat side, when will the responsibility come up on you guys, say, hey, look, y'all, this is not what we're about. This is not it. I think America would even feel better if we saw Donald Trump supporters, not Donald J himself, but mega supporters, those that are on the protest line and all that, carrying the signs, Donald this, Donald that, for them to come up and say, this is not what we need. But this looks a lot more in line with January 6th than it does a peaceful resolve. You won. The election process was fair. The American people's voice spoke, and they said they wanted Donald Trump to come back as the president of the United States. That's fine. And you don't hear none of those that voted for Kamala Harris sending texts talking about watch yourself. We about to start assassinating you and your president. That's ignorant. Tammy, go ahead. Tell us what you think.
I'm waiting on, like you said, I'm waiting for someone from that side to denounce these text messages. I want to hear someone say, this is not what we're about. Yes, we believe Donald Trump is best for our country, but we are not trying to be divided. And that is what I'm waiting to hear that. I haven't seen it, haven't heard it, and not necessarily from Donald Trump, but someone from that side needs to step up and denounce this, because it's causing more division. We are already divided. Election night, we were divided because everybody now, we on different sides. So now we need to try to come together in some sort of fashion and unify. But somebody needs to denounce these text messages, and they need to find out where they're coming from. And why do they know that these people are black? So now it's a privacy issue as well.
Well, I heard the lady say, how did they know she was black? How did they know where she lived? These cell phones are something else. And when you apply for cell phones, they get a lot of your information. Of course, the obvious is where you live, your social security number. All they got to do a lot of times, especially if you're born, I believe it's from 72 back, maybe even 73. But if you're black, I believe your social security number, the last four, it ended in an even number. That's how they knew who was black, who was white. Yeah, that's a little tidbit, and go back and research it. Yeah, a lot of blacks had even numbers. So let's just say your number was 4946. Well, that said that you were a black woman. Let's just say yours was 5074. So that was a black man. So if the first letter of the last four and the third if the first number of the last four and the third number of the last four was the same number, I believe they were, that's how they knew you were black female. And then if it was the first letter of the last four and the third letter of the last four were off by two, that you were a black male or something like that. Yeah. 2 or 3. Yeah. Okay. So, hey, yeah, those are different things of redlining and whatnot. But here's the deal. It's happening. And this is why a bill needs to be enforced and amended, such as it was for Asians. I know they said it was. I know Brother Roland Martin said that it was, but now it needs to be strictly enforced for a hate crime. Whoever generated, however generated, and whoever generated these texts
that is a hate
need
crime.
to be prosecuted to the highest form of law and penalty as a hate crime.
I agree.
We're living, if you want to diminish racial tension these next 4 years, wherever race is the root of the discrepancy, the root of the confrontation, it needs to be considered a hate crime. Guys, we ain't got nowhere to go, Tammy. What do you feel as though can be the first step towards the new cabinet, new presidential regime? What could be the first step to showing racial harmony in this new form of America?
The first step should be to address this. Actually, if something, at least show that you're doing something about it. At least show, just denounce it. This is not what we're about. We are going to find out who's doing this, and yes, they will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law and tagged on as a hate crime. Because what's going to happen if nothing is done, it's going to escalate. It's not going to be just text messages. They're going to be putting signs on our doors.
That's what I'm getting. Yeah, on your cars, on your doors,
on the mailboxes.
It's mailboxes. Then it's going to get even more comfortable and more courageous. You're going to start having it at your cubicle or on your office door.
Yeah, because now you think it's okay. Yeah, I can come to Tammy's cubicle and I can come and put this on her desk, and then Tammy gonna have to show you. No, you cannot.
And it's the fullest extent to understand. If you give them an inch, they're going to try to take a mile.
Yes, exactly.
And I also believe that Donald Trump, when he comes in to give his first address, I feel as though if Donald Trump is really changed and he's really truly for America being unified and he's trying to include everybody as one and run his presidency as different as night and day as his first, he should first extend an apology to all that lost their life, all that was affected, all that was targeted on the January 6th fiasco.
Well, he don't do that because he has yet to take accountability for it. So he ain't doing it.
What I'm saying is that's a glass half full.
Yeah.
Opposed to a glass half empty. If we keep saying what ain't going to happen, guess what? We're going to keep speaking it out. It ain't going to happen. It may not. But what I'm saying is, if you really want those that did not vote for you to feel as though those that voted for you had a point of view, then you got to change your spot, leopard. You're going to have to come in and say, I am sorry, although I was not, even if you want to go that way, although I was not intending or telling anyone that I was meaning go and terrorize anything to be anti-American, please know that I offer my most sincerest of apology, because no one apologizes better than me. I apologize the best. So I am apologizing. Those that are sending out these plantation texts, my plantation has been closed since my father was dead. Since I've been redlining the Trump Towers, we've closed those plantations. I don't have brown vans. I have black Mercedes-Benz runners. So we're going to stop doing that and make sure that America knows they have voted the best president ever. I will make sure that the blacks have the best jobs ever. I will make sure that the browns, the Mexicans build the best wall ever. And we will make sure America goes back to being great by women not being able to vote, by their not having their control over their bodies, that blacks will pick the fluffiest of cotton, and that women will be subject to their husband's desires and demonstrate the best of subtle being submissive. And we will be America under the greatest president regime ever. Even if he said that.
Not the fluffiest of cotton.
I'm just saying, y'all, we got to do better. Whoever's doing that, man, stop it. Come on now, stop it. We got to do better. Let's grow up. Let's be grown. Let's be an America that shows, although a difference of opinion does not mean a detriment to our economy and to our democracy. All right, let's bring back diplomacy. This has been today's segment of
Dang, DL.
All right, Tammy, we're going to get into some I Just Be Bam. You guys are probably going to hear some gospel top 10 news, but as you're watching this, when you see us get back here, did you have to really stick that straw? Well, never mind. We're definitely going to get back here with another DL's do's and don'ts, and I think y'all just saw, you can't get to the straw. Hey, tell Willie, I said, that caught me all totally off. We'll be back. I'm always getting myself in trouble. We are the award-winning and 3 times in a row best variety show, and Tammy just gave y'all a little variety. We'll be back, y'all. Let me get up and say, hey, Quan, go ahead, get us out of here.